I'd like to call this meeting to order, please. If everyone would join with us in the pledge of allegiance, start the meeting. Ms. Lucas, would you?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everybody. Nice. The rain's gone, beautiful day. Makes you feel better. Glad to be alive. We're, of course, going to have our regular board meetings this evening. We do have a couple of student hearings that are a part of tonight's agenda. Before we're going to do those first, but prior to doing that, we're going to see if someone's signed in. We have one person that signed in to speak, so we'll do that, and then after we've, that's Kim Clayton, principal at Duval PKA, and after Kim has finished speaking, then we'll go into our, have our hearings, and then following the hearings, we'll conduct the rest of our ballot business for tonight, okay? All right, Kim Clayton?
I'm here tonight just to talk about the 24K. You know, it continues, people keep asking questions about it, and I just wanted to reiterate that insurance that's coming out of professionals' checks is based on salary. So teachers are the ones that are hit the hardest by this in April and May because the premium is based on what they make. I had a bus driver come in my office the other day, and he said, you know, what about this pay thing? He said, what, you know, he said, the bus drivers seem to be against it. And I said, yeah, that's what I hear. And he said, you know, it's not really a big deal for me, and a lot of the bus drivers go out and get summer jobs. Matter of fact, I was at the store the other day, and one of the bus drivers told me he couldn't wait for summer to be over in school to start. And I thought, oh, what? And he said, because it's a lot easier to be a bus driver than be whatever he's doing at the grocery store, stocking and doing those kind of things. But anyway, you know, I just want to remember that our calendar has changed, and our school year can go through June 30th because of the adjustments in the calendar, because we're going to be making up all those days. And the bus driver said to me the other day, he said, you know, the new people are going to love this. He said it's the people that have been around for a while that aren't going to like it as well. But he said once the new people, you know, realize that no matter what, you're going to get a monthly check, they're going to like that quite a bit. You know, the original vote, which I have in front of me here, was 274 to 75 for year-round pay. At Duval, we did, when we voted, we did include the service personnel in our vote. I noticed that Ranger voted unanimously for it. Duval was 57 to 4, Midway 21 to 1, Harts 48 to 0, Hamlin 54 to 6. Lincoln County and Guyan Valley were the only two that the vote was more no than yes. And I really feel like I called every one of those principals the night before that they needed to vote, and, you know, went over the stuff that they needed to share with their staff, and I just don't know if that was disseminated to the staff the way that they understood that no, the board wasn't going to hold their checks, that, you know, you could pick up your checks by June 30th. But of course, the new vote, if I'm not mistaken, 140, what is it, 149 to something?
We're just listening right now. Okay.
But anyway, I think, you know, a lot of people are on vacation. Matter of fact, I'd forgotten all about it, and Bertie mentioned to me, he said, did you turn in your vote? And I said, you know, I forgot all about that. So I got a copy of the thing and went ahead and voted. But I just feel like that it's going to send a very powerful message to the professionals in the county that the board is listening to their concerns, and that they value and respect that their voice in, you know, what's going on and how that's going to affect them. And of course, after the first year, you know, no matter when the calendar, no matter how the calendar's changed, it's going to, you know, they're going to have checks every month. So I just wanted to reiterate that even though we didn't have a large vote this time for the summer thing, when we voted at the end of the year, and Duval did include everybody, and I'm sure that Hamlin, you included everybody, did you all include? So, you know, a lot of service personnel did vote. Of course, the bus drivers probably did not vote in the original vote. But anyway, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me just back up for just a second. I would like to do, before we start our hearings, do the minute correction and approve the minutes of the last meeting. I'd like to get those out of the way before we do the hearings, and we'll do the administrative actions after that. So if we could go to item number 3, minute correction, and seek a motion for that, please.
I move.
Ms. Smith made the motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Curry made the second. Is there any discussion from any board members? Ms. Lewis, anyone? Board members?
I'd like to comment. What, when we looked, went back and looked at the actual bid, everything was, I think, we followed policy. But what I want to do is to make sure, because in the advertisement in the local paper, I just felt like we needed to branch out and try to get it advertised, wider, for more people to be able to submit proposals or bids. So we made a decision, that Ms. Gandy, Mr. McKiff, Mr. Cummings, and I met and looked over, everything, and that was just a decision that I felt that we just needed to, with your all's approval, be able to make it a wider, for the media, be able to, submit it in other newspapers.
And the internet, I mean,
Yes, all
he can
the-
make some phone calls too.
Yes, there were a whole
Yeah.
list of things that we could do,
Right.
and we want to make sure that we, cover all of them, and at least get, all of the things, just to get some more, so.
Well,
Anything else?
it does look
Carol?
pretty bad to the public when they see that the same owner filled out both forms in the same handwriting, and we had 2 bids, and they were both from the same person in the same handwriting. That, to me, that sends a message to the public that we didn't advertise, and if you did make phone calls and or look on the internet for prices, that's not the same as putting out a bid. If you ask these people to bid, they may have a price on the internet, but if you ask them to put in a bid, they're gonna want that bid, and they're gonna want to put their bid in also.
Well, we didn't want any perception that there was any impropriety or not following the policy, and we believe, when we met, that we did follow policy, but.
Actually, we went above and beyond.
Yes, but we want to remove any, I want to say doubt. We don't want the public to think that we're not following everything that we need to do, and so that's why I'm just asking for, rescinding, and then we will do it again.
Yeah, I think we all agree, we don't want any perception of not being done properly. Nothing else. Okay, so it's going to be rebid. This is superintendent's recommendation. Any other comments? Not then I'll call the question. All in favor of the minute correction of the July the 7th, 2014 award bid for White Napa for the purchase of mobile column lift and jack stands, signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
All yes vote, right? Yes. Change procedure around here.
It's okay. I can adapt.
Okay, good. You need to around me.
I understand that aye and yes mean the same thing.
There you go. Did the internet test, anyone else? Okay, let's go to approval minutes of the July 7th, 2014 meeting as corrected, please. Motion?
Second.
Mr. Curry, Mr. Wilkinson made the motion. Is there any further discussion on the minutes as a whole as corrected? If not, is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Yes. All right, went back. Okay. We're now down at the point where we want to do we have 2 student discipline hearings. As you know, these are not done in public, they're done in executive session. So at this time, I would ask for a motion for the board to go into executive session for student hearings at 6:10.
So moved.
Mr. Baker made a motion.
Second.
Mr. Smith seconds. So 6:10, board